Every day, something dramatic happens in the Caribbean that affects our lives. We'll give you the details. We'll give you the facts on Caribbean Perspective with Eddie Frederick. Here's Eddie Frederick.
Welcome to Caribbean Perspective. So glad you can join us. The story that takes the lead in today's edition for Wednesday, 11th February 2025, and brought to you in association with our friends at Antillean Group. Eastern Caribbean ministers endorse Sustainable Energy Roadmap. Details after this important message.
Believe in our strength, we'll stand by you. Protection from all, perils big and small. Reassurance we give, it's so clear to see. Peace of mind, that's our service guarantee. We look after all our family. Yes, we do at every opportunity.
Antillean Group, underwriters of all classes of insurance solutions for your protection and investment. Live well financially.
Welcome back. Energy ministers of the Eastern Caribbean have taken a decisive step toward a cleaner, more sustainable future by endorsing the OECS Sustainable Energy Roadmap 2025 to 2035. The plan, which aims to reduce reliance on costly fossil fuels and boost renewable energy use, was the key focus of last week's Regional Energy Ministers meeting in St. Kitts. OECS officials are calling this the beginning of a transformative decade of energy in the region.
The Organization of Eastern Caribbean States, the OECS, is urgently seeking to transform its economy through clean energy projects, aiming for a notable increase in renewable energy use by 2030. During the first session of the OECS Council of Energy Ministers, Dr. Didicus Jules, the OECS Director General, emphasized the urgent economic need for this transition. He noted that high costs of imported fossil fuels are currently impacting the region's competitiveness, resulting in electricity tariffs that are among the highest in the world.
The OECS stands at an inflection point where sustainable energy holds the key to our economic invention. Our fossil fuels will be the addiction that imperils our climate and stunts our growth. We face a clear economic imperative. The high cost of imported fossil fuels continues to drain our economies, with electricity tariffs among the highest globally, affecting our competitiveness across all sectors. Yet, within this challenge lies opportunity. By transitioning to sustainable energy, we can redirect millions of dollars currently spent on fuel imports into productive investments that create jobs, build industries, and drive economic growth.
Several regional renewable energy projects are already underway, such as geothermal energy developments in Guadeloupe and Dominica, along with solar photovoltaic installations throughout various member states. Dr. Jules noted that these initiatives are steps towards environmental sustainability and drivers of economic progress. At the meeting, the energy ministers also discussed proposed energy initiatives, including regional power integration through submarine cables.
In the face of these challenges, how will the OECS respond? I believe our path is clear: to forge ahead with unwavering determination, turning the global energy transition into a catalyst for economic reinvention and growth. The vision is a sustainable and resilient region. Turning those challenges into opportunities requires a collective vision, and I emphasize a collective vision of sustainability, where one, renewable energy dominates. We achieve significant renewable energy penetration across our region by leveraging the multiple indigenous sources in each member state.
Dr. Jules observed that the Eastern Caribbean has over 1.4 million people and has a lot of potential for renewable energy. The OECS Sustainable Energy Roadmap will support the development of sustainable energy over the next decade. The OECS Director General believes that reaching this goal will be challenging, but necessary, requiring teamwork, dedication, and improved skills. For the DBS News World, Zane Romulus reporting.
Trinidad and Tobago's Energy Minister Stuart Young has criticized the naysayers for watering down efforts that government continues to make in the energy sector. And he said the Energy Ministry will continue to press on with its bid round programs to optimize the utilization of hydrocarbon resources. TTT's Sunil Lala has more.
Who do we trust? Who has the proven competence to manage our energy sector and to continue securing the future of Trinidad and Tobago?
Energy Minister Senior Counsel Stuart Young says this is a question that will arise for the citizens of TNT this year, who takes the energy sector through the next 5 years. Speaking on the opening day of the TNT Energy Conference on Monday, he criticized those who continue to downplay government's efforts in the energy sector, despite what he said is advancement.
It is easy for those without any responsibility to attempt to water down these efforts and results. But you in this room in the energy sector know the reality and what it means for us here in Trinidad and Tobago. Our activities in the exploration and production of crude oil and condensate are anticipated to see significant growth over the next few years.
Overall, he said crude oil and condensate production is expected to increase from an average of 50,000 barrels per day in 2024 to just under 82,000 barrels per day by 2028. And Minister Young praised the impending development of the Manakin Coquina field following the successful finalized negotiations with the Venezuelan government in July 2024.
The developmental cost of the project is approximately $1 billion. Peak production rates are expected to be 300 million scuffs of gas per day, and all of the gas is to be sold to our industries here in Trinidad and Tobago.
Minister Young noted that work is progressing in achieving the final investment decision for the Dragon field with a view to the first gas production by 2027. He also challenged TNT to join him in his next venture.
We're standing on the brink of the next chapter of Trinidad and Tobago. And I invite all of you in the room who have a vested interest in our positive growth and our future to join with me on the next stage of the journey. Join with me as I take on the mantle and the task of new responsibilities, all driven by a burning desire to serve my country of Trinidad and Tobago.
The Energy Minister called for a standing ovation for Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley for championing the balance of returns from TNT's natural gas resources. Sonolala, TTT News.
You're listening to Caribbean Perspective with Eddie Frederick, in association with our friends at
Antillean Group, underwriters of all classes of insurance solutions for your protection and investment. Live well financially.
Rashida Walker of TVJ News reports residents in shock as alleged killer assisted in search for missing woman.
The usually peaceful community of Golden Valley in St. Thomas was sunk into grief last week, Monday, after the search for a missing woman ended in tragedy. The body of 28-year-old Roshni Bonfield, otherwise called Denisha, was found in bushes meters away from her home. It's believed she was raped before she was murdered. Days later, news that the police have formally charged a man in connection with the incident.
With the assistance of residents of the community, we had identified a person of interest who was taken into custody on Wednesday the 29th. Our investigation subsequently led to him being officially charged on Monday the 3rd of February.
However, the recent breakthrough in the case has brought a mix of relief and anguish, as the man implicated in the case was someone who lived frighteningly close to the victim.
We are definitely rejoicing, to know that this culprit was right there in the same neighborhood all along. Him can't say from which part him live and see the young lady down in a fair yard. So sorry, if she put on her underwear, him can't see her. And if she take it off, him can't see her. You understand? That is so sad. And this man eventually becomes the killer, the murderer.
To add to the horror, the accused was even involved in the search effort, blending seamlessly with those seeking answers.
The man who police will have no one confess everything. All him in a crowd of people, brother. So they might look for the body what him kill, and then when you reach for the body, then the man pass, the body come up deal fast like you know what it fine. I have one of the wickedest things this go, and I tell you the truth.
For some, the truth is a bitter pill they cannot swallow.
You know, it's like you will always traumatized. And it's like this not really, I understand it really, really hard. And, you know, it's rough, man, because we not expect this in the community. Because a young girl just leave, you know, that's 8-year-old. We can just imagine, even though she appears strong, I will round her everything. I will help with 100% with her. But you know, it pain me heart, man.
The suspect remains in police custody and is expected to appear in court on February 14. Rashida Walker for TVJ News.
A major conference is coming up to allow strategists and other stakeholders to look at strengthening public and private sector institutions in Barbados and the region to drive the implementation of critical projects that improve lives and livelihoods. The bank's president, Daniel Best, says this will happen at a Caribbean Development Bank's 55th annual meeting scheduled to be held between June 9th and 12th in Brasilia, the capital of Brazil. He was speaking at the launch of the conference themed Building the Future, Resilient Institutions for a Greener, Stronger and Inclusive Caribbean.
Together with our development partners, we will craft transformational long-term solutions, which will shape our 10-year strategic plan and inform how we better serve the people of our region. The choice of Brazil as our host is significant. Brazil's extensive experience and culture of innovation present us with the opportunity to deepen our cooperation and leverage Latin America's strength to support the Caribbean's development agenda.
In the meantime, chairperson of the Board of Governors of the Caribbean Development Bank, Vivian Vichy Mendez Molas, says Brazil, which shares many of the Caribbean's challenges, recognizes CDB's crucial role in tackling these issues.
The CDB's ongoing efforts to enhance institutional resilience will strengthen both the bank and its members' country, fostering long-term sustainability. The meeting will also be a valuable opportunity to connect our discuss to the 2025 United Nations Climate Change Conference, COP30, which Brazil will host next November. At COP30, we must advocate for increased financial support to help Caribbean nations build resilience and adapt to climate change.
As the tourism landscape evolves, Chairman of the Intimate Hotels of Barbados, Shireen Mathlin Tulloch, says significant challenges still exist for the small hotel sector. These unique hurdles, she says, are not faced by the larger chains. Mrs. Mathlin Tulloch wants properties to support the participation of young people.
In facing these challenges head-on, we must be determined to adapt, pivot, and support one another to ensure our sustainability. Succession planning for small locally hotels is not discussed very much. But as we celebrate 25 years of success and growth, it is important that we look not just at where we've come from, but where we are heading. Many of our members, small hotel owners who have poured their hearts and souls into their businesses, are reaching a critical juncture. Many of them are at or are nearing retirement age, managing their operations single-handedly without the help of teams comprising specialists in the areas that larger hotels would have, through internships and mentorship programs with IHB Properties and hands-on learning. It is essential that we build a strong network that connects youth with the tools, resources, and opportunities they need to succeed. By forming partnerships with educational institutions, government programs, and industry leaders, we can create a robust pipeline of young talent ready to contribute in all areas, at all levels, to the future of tourism in Barbados.
I am Eddie Frederick. This has been Caribbean Perspective, a whole new approach to highlighting developments in the Caribbean.
In the meantime, please follow us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel for daily regional news and more, in association with our friends at Antillian Group.
Believe in our strength, we'll stand by you. Protection from all perils, big and small. Reassurance we give, it's so glad to see. Peace of mind, that's our service guarantee. We look after all our family. Yes, we do at every opportunity.
Antillian Group, underwriters of all classes of insurance solutions for your protection and investment. Live well financially.